Hi everyone, I'm Katherine and I'm a TA at the Young Scientists Program through USC. I used to teach 4th grade at Mack and Norwood Elementary Schools. I hope you're super excited for the lesson today. Today we're going to be learning about the phases of the moon. Based on what you remember from going outside in the past, what does the moon look like? Remember to use the sentence starter on the screen. Maybe you said it looks like a full circle in the sky. Maybe you said it looks like a little sliver. Maybe you said it looks like half a circle. All of those are correct answers. As you can see from my styrofoam ball model, the Earth goes around the Sun, and during this time, the Moon goes around the Earth. The Earth takes 365 days or 1 year to go around the Sun, while the Moon takes 24 hours or 1 day to go around the Earth. Depending on where the Moon, Earth, and Sun line up, we can see the moon differently in the sky. We might see a full moon, a half moon, or a sliver of the moon. There are many phases of the moon. We usually start from the new moon and we go from waxing crescent to first quarter to waxing gibbous. Then we go to the full moon and then we start going from waning gibbous to the third quarter to waning crescent. It's a lot of words, but it's pretty easy to remember. A new moon means that we don't see the moon at all. A full moon means that we see the whole moon. Waxing, it means that slowly there is going to be more and more light shining on the moon. Waning means that slowly there is less and less light being shown on the moon. This whole new moon to full moon back to new moon cycle takes about 28 days. Therefore, there's actually a lunar calendar which follows the phases of the moon. The lunar calendar is used by different religions such as Jewish people, Muslim people, and Hindu people, as well as different ethnicities such as Chinese people, Korean people, Vietnamese people, Japanese people, and Thai people. There are about 29 days in a month in the lunar calendar because there's about 28 to 29 days in the moon phase cycle. We use the solar calendar in the Western world, such as the US. That's based on the Earth's position according to the sun. So there's about 30 to 31 days in a month, and February has 28 days. Now we're going to get started with our experiment of the day. We're going to be using Oreo cookies to show the different phases of the moon. For our materials today, you're going to need about 7 to 8 Oreo cookies and a paper plate or paper towel to put your cookies on. You can use your fingers for the other part of the experiment, but if you want to use a plastic knife, make sure that you do ask a parent or guardian to do it with you. As you can see, I made a mat on a piece of paper that has all of the 8 different phases of the moon so that I could put my Oreos to match. You should do the same just so you don't get confused. And once you're done, you should start taking apart your Oreo tops and just leaving the bottom part with the cream. Now comes the hard part. I'm using a plastic knife, which you can use as long as you're under the supervision of a guardian or a parent. I'm making the different phases by carving out as much cream so that the white part is representing the moon. As you can see, sometimes the Oreo breaks, but that's totally okay. You can just put it back together. Crescent is a skinny sliver of white, and then we have the 2 halves. And waxing is a big chunk of white, but not quite the full moon. Waxing means that it is getting more and more bright on the moon, and waning is that it's getting less and less bright on the moon, which is why we have it on the right-hand side. The cream's on the right-hand side for waxing, and it's on the left-hand side for waning. Your end product should look a little like this. Totally okay if it's messy, but as long as you can see the 8 distinct phases of the moon. For our conclusion of the day, let's trace back. How many different phases of the moon are there? An easy way to do this is to count how many different Oreo phases you made during the experiment. As an extra activity, you can go outside tonight and look at the moon. What phase do you think the moon is in, based on the phases that you learned about today? Now it's time for our Scientist of the Week. Valentina Tereshkova was born in 1937 in Russia. She was the first woman to have flown in space when she did a solo mission on the Vostok 6 in June 16, 1963. She is also an engineer, having graduated from the Air Force Engineering Academy in Russia. She also earned a doctorate in aeronautical engineering in 1977. Of the 565 total space travelers, 65 of them have been women. Of the 12 people who have landed on the moon, none of them have been women. However, NASA expects to send a woman to the moon very, very soon. There's a lot of really cool female astronauts who are so excited for that next mission. Thanks for joining our experiment today. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned a lot. See you guys next time.